Yes. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for joining. Okay. Yeah, Anu. So the answer is the one that you said. So the screen reader will read the text present on the website or the web pages, and it will repeat that text for you, meaning it will start shouting the text for you so that visually disabled person can hear to that. So many softwares are there to help you with this. One is Microsoft Narrator, which comes installed on the Windows operating system. If you're having Mac operating system, VoiceOver is there. It is also by default present on Mac. Then you have NVDA, JAWS, which you have to install from their official websites. So these are the top 4 softwares available. Apart from them, there are hundreds of other similar softwares also available.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions from anyone?
I have one question, sir. Do we need to install or they will install for themselves? These tools
We have to install whatever tools I have said. We have to install it
on our website.
No, on your computer, not on the website.
Oh, okay, sir.
On the computer, you have to install the softwares that I mentioned. And when you open the website, the software also, if you open the software, then the software will read it.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you.
Any other questions from others? Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. Please confirm if my screen share is visible.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay. So, like I said yesterday, today we'll try to complete chapter 1. And in chapter 1, the topic that I'm going to talk about is, let me show that first. We need to talk about what is usability testing, how do you measure usability testing, and the advantages of usability testing. Right. The recordings are made available on this website as well, and the link is given on the chat window. So today we are going to cover these 2 topics. Like I said, what is usability testing, what to measure during usability testing, right? So what is usability testing? So usability testing simply refers how easily and how efficiently users can use your application. Okay. So it talks about how efficiently the users can use my application, how fast my users can use the application, how easy my users can use the application. Okay, so 3 parameters you have to keep in mind. How easy it is to use the application, how efficient is the application for me to use, and how fast is the application for me to use the application. So these are the 3 checks that we have to do if you do a usability testing. And usability testing, like I have said yesterday, it is a non-functional testing. Just like accessibility testing, usability is also non-functional. But you might be wondering, why am I talking about usability when the course is accessibility? Yesterday I have told you, right? Usability testing is the parent of accessibility testing. So in the projects also, when they say, hey, you have to do usability testing, it is same as accessibility testing. There is no difference. So whether they recruit you for usability testing or accessibility testing, this is a course that you are going to learn what you have to do. But still, there is some difference. At least in the interview purpose, you need to understand how it is different. That's why I'm talking exclusively today, usability testing. But tomorrow onwards, the focus will be completely on the word accessibility testing and techniques. Fine. Now we know what is usability testing, right? How easy, how efficient, how fast is the application for the users to test. Then the question is, okay, if I'm doing usability testing as a tester, what should I measure? Okay, so what should I measure during usability testing? Oh, there are hundreds of things that people talk about that you have to measure these things. But we don't have time to test all those 100 test cases or scenarios, right? So the first one I would say is I'll just write the bullet points. The detailed notes, I will give it on the WhatsApp, and maybe I'll email you guys, or I'll give you the Google Drive access. So the first point I will talk about is effectiveness. The definition of effectiveness in general English, in plain English, is very simple. How well the users can complete the task correctly on your application. Okay, effectiveness means you are not letting the user make a mistake in your application, which means you have developed the application in such a way that the users will never make a mistake, and hence they are able to complete the task correctly. How is that possible? Example, if you take any form, right? So let me show you some form. Let's say I'll take some sample application. We will see whether the form I'm showing you is matching this criteria, effectiveness. So what is effectiveness? How well users can complete the given task correctly in the application under test. Yeah. If you see, this is a small registration form I have. So many fields are there here, right? So, see, here you see country. It is a mandatory field. When I click on it, I'm not seeing any values in the drop down. For the rest of the fields, I have so many things to select. But for some reason, this field is never populating the values, which means there is a problem in this form that the values are not coming in for some reason. It might take some time to load, but this application simply says I cannot match effectiveness because no matter what, user can never submit the form. If I take one more example, you see, this is a simple login form. To log in, I know that username is mandatory, password is mandatory. So you guys tell me, should we click on login button without username and password? No, right? We should not be clicking on it. We should not be clicking on it because we are test engineers, we know it. But does the application know that without username and password, you should not click on login button? No, you see, login button is still enabled. When username is empty, password is empty, login button is still enabled. That is a bad behavior from usability testing perspective. So that is bug one. Second, the application still allows me to click on login button because it is enabled. So the application is allowing the user called Kiran to log in without username and password entered. You see, when I click on login, the browser is loading, the request went to server, and I got an error message that you have to enter username and password, which means this website, this login page in this application is allowing the user to make a mistake, right? It allowed me to make a mistake. What is that mistake? Don't enter username, don't enter password. Still, you are allowed to click on login button. That is not correct. That is where the effectiveness property comes into picture and says your application is not usable because you are letting the users make a mistake. That is one way how usability should be taught from a developer perspective, from a test engineer perspective. Most of the test engineers, they just understand functional testing and then they say, let me click on login without username and password. That's one test case. And the expected result is I should get an error message like login failed. But ideally, I would say my test case should be written in such a way that when username and password, which are mandatory fields, are not entered, login button should be disabled. Let us not allow the user to make a mistake. So when the button is disabled, user can never click on it. So he will enter the username, later he will enter the password, then only login button will be enabled. Then you can click on login button. If the username password is valid, you will be logged in. If you have entered some mistakes in the username password, then you will get an error. So login button should be enabled only when the mandatory fields are made available. Okay, so that's the first point that you should remember under usability testing, called effectiveness. Then the second one I'll talk about is efficiency. Efficiency means the time needed by the user to complete a given task. Okay, so efficiency is how fast you can complete, how fast the user can complete given task correctly in the application under test. So here I'm talking about speed, how fast. How fast is nothing but how do I ensure the application allows the users to complete the data fast? Example again, and unless I take an example, it won't be clear. Let me take some other application. We have something called autocomplete in most of the forms. Autocomplete feature, if enabled by the developer on the HTML DOM, on the HTML websites, the previously entered emails, the previously entered data in the forms will come up. So if I click on email password, you see my previous entered username has come automatically. Okay, so that's an example of the application allowing the user to fastly complete the given task because the username passwords are coming automatically because autocomplete feature is enabled. So here somewhere if I go to page source and do Control F, so here you see the word autofocus is there and somewhere here autocomplete feature will be enabled by the developer, the DOM. Okay, this is the code written by the developer. Somewhere here the word autocomplete will be there. So that autocomplete feature is allowing the user to store the previously entered email or the passwords in the browser memory. That's one example of how people can fastly complete their task in a given web application. Okay. Another way that I can talk about efficiency is if you go to any website. Okay. So let us say I'll take you to amazon.in. I will search for, say, iPhone. Click on anyone. So here you see, I can see the visual display of the picture of that color iPhone quickly. So that is fast rendering I see here. That's one example. Then if I come down, this is also another example of efficiency. Customers who viewed this item also viewed. So you don't have to again go to the top of the page and start your search freshly here. Because you know that based on the analytics from Amazon, people are also browsing for these phones. Nice. And they're also talking about what are the other items that you can consider. So this is like making you hooked onto the website to buy something at least. This is a marketing concept, but still it comes under efficiency factors. Right? I think even if you go to Swiggy or Zomato, you will say, when you're purchasing one burger, they say add another 20 rupees to add Coke or Pepsi. So the application is letting you do, hey, I think you might have forgotten this, try this also. All these things comes under efficiency. How fast you will let the user complete something, right? That is for customer use and also for the business purpose. Then I would say satisfaction is also important for an end user. right? So the user's overall satisfaction and the comfort factor he has while using your application is very important. And how do you capture user satisfaction? Most of the applications, they send a feedback survey or they send a small survey as soon as you close the application. They say, please help us how you felt about the application today, how you felt about our service. Especially when you speak to customer care with Airtel or any other provider like Geo, you get a call later on, right? To know how is the customer service, right? So satisfaction is very important, right? So, so I would say how satisfied and comfortable the user is while using the application under test. That is very important. And typically organizations try to get the satisfactions by submitting some surveys, by submitting some feedbacks to the users. Okay. Example, recently, if I have to take something, recently, I mean, everyone does that, not only me. So I ordered something from a restaurant, Barbecue Nation. I ordered some food over the weekend. So I got a quick survey after the food is delivered and after I had completed the food, right? The survey didn't come immediately. They know that this guy will be able to complete the food after 2 hours. So after 2 hours, I got a survey link on WhatsApp. So so the questions were something like this. Since I've ordered it from Barbecue Nation mobile app, so they say, how easy was it to navigate through our app? So rate us on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being low, 5 being highest. So they want to know whether the app navigation is easy for Kiran to book or he found it difficult. Second question was something like, how satisfied are you with the food delivery time? Because they're competing with Zomato, they're competing with Swiggy, right? No, this is exclusive order only to from Kiran to Barbecue Nation, and the specific delivery boy came all the way to my home from their restaurant, which is like 10 kilometers. So they wanted to know how satisfied are you with the food delivery time. Again, they wanted me to rate on a scale of 1 to 5. Huh? So they wanted to know whether we should be more quick enough or something else like that. Then they said, how would you rate the overall experience? Experience. So they generalized how the overall experience, like food taste, could it be delivery time or app things, the items that we served, etc. And so these are all rounded questions, meaning closed questions. Like I have to choose on a scale of 1 to 5. So they are like closed box questions. One final question was open-ended question. They say any suggestions for improvement. Please give me 1 second. Thank you for waiting, guys. I'm back. So then one final open-ended question came that is like any suggestions for improvement, which is like a text box. And there I can put the feedback. I want to type whatever I want to type. I have typed it. So that's one way how, every application does that. I'm sure you're also experiencing something similar when you order food or when uh, even the taxi rides that you take, that also they ask. So satisfaction is important for any organization. Then the next one I would say is learnability factor. Very important factor, learnability. Learnability means how easy it is for the users to learn your application and become proficient with your application. Because for the first time, if I'm installing Swiggy, I need to learn how to browse the menu, how to add it to shopping cart, how to apply coupons, how to make a payment using my credit card or debit card or UPI payments, how to add my delivery address, how to track the delivery time. Right. So once I learn it, second time onwards, it becomes easy for me to use the same Swiggy app to book a food. So your application, when developed, should assist the users on how to learn the application, right? Meaning your application should not be complex in the workflows. I'll give one example. Yeah, so this is the application homepage. Now here, if I have to log in, I don't see a login button anywhere, but it says make appointment directly. How do I log in? Here you see on the top right, there is a menu. If I click here, the login button is kept inside. Not every person understands that login button is inside this menu. The test engineer will understand because he's given the KT by the developer. So you come to know, or as you use it, you come to know. But a real user, an end user, may not see the login button always here, right? I mean, his mind may not go here. He is always scrolling up and down, left and right to see where is that login button, right? So he has to click here, he has to click on login. So I feel the learnability factor here is missing a little bit. Then the second one is if I log in using some dummy username and password, I have to log out now. You see, I don't see any option to log out immediately. The entire page has book appointment, but I cannot log out. To log out, again, I have to click on this menu on the top right, and then I see log out here. So the end user has to understand that this application has a different style of functionality. Right? So again, learnability is a problem here. Someone has to teach the user how to do that, right? If I take any other applications, the login button is clearly visible. If I go to register here, I clearly see everything here. And if I go back, I go to forgot your password page, I see everything clear here. Okay. So learnability is also important. How easy it is for users to learn your application. So how easy for the users to learn the application. Okay. If you want a realistic example for learnability, I think I usually take this example with most of the things. I'm sure you're all aware of this game, right? Temple Run. I'm sure everyone is aware of this Temple Run game, right? That we have installed on our smartphones, iOS or Android. I remember playing this game almost in 2009 or 2010. That's when Temple Run 1 came. That's the beginning of smartphones in India almost. So I installed this on my personal smartphone. And when I started playing for the first time after the installation, there is an upward arrow coming to tell the user. So as soon as I play, right, there is an upward arrow coming saying if you swipe forward, the guy will run. And when the guy has to take a right turn and a right side arrow came, and when I swipe to the right, the guy takes a right turn. And then if I have to take a left turn, because the dead end is taking me to a left turn, then a left side arrow is blinking on the screen. So if I swipe left, the guy took a left turn. Then it said, if you want to bend down because there is some fire, the arrow said you need to scroll down or tap down. So I did that and the guy bended. And the guy has to jump because there is fire or something. You need to jump forward. So you need to move the scroll up. So that directions have come directly from this particular app. Because the app knows that for the first time users, they don't know how to take a left, how to take a right, how to bend, how to jump, and how to continuously run. So the app taught everyone who installed it for the first time. That's called learnability. And that's how people got in love with that game, Temple Run. Later, Angry Birds also did the same thing. And so many other apps also did the same thing. But I remember these two apps. That's one perfect example for learnability. So when you develop an application, always think, are you giving the user a welcome tour? Are you helping the user understand which options are present where? That's very important. Most of the website applications are also these days showing those things. Whenever they upgrade their software, whenever they make new changes in the software, they tell the user, here you have settings button, here you have login button, here you have logout button, here you have this button, here you have add to cart button, there you have make a payment button. So the applications will clearly tell you. Then another one is error rate. This is important. Errors, nothing but the defects that you see, they annoy the user. The application should not throw continuously some kind of errors. The users will be irritated with the errors because the application is already in the production for them to consume it. If the application still has issues, people will lose trust on your application. They go to your competitors. So error rate is how frequently the errors are coming up. You have to find out and fix it before the user finds them. And what type of errors you are throwing. And is your application able to auto recover from the errors? That is also important, right? So here there are 2 points. Number of errors should be 0 literally. And if errors are encountered, how soon the application can recover from that failure. That is important. Example here, I was showing you this one, right? So this one country dropdown is never coming. So when I click on submit, it says fill the first name first. So I will fill all the fields. See, select country is still not coming. And there is one more select country here. Then I don't know what is this select country. Fine, I will ignore it. If I click on submit, you still see it says please select an item in the list. I have filled everything possible. Country is also selected here, but this field is intentionally given by developer to fail it. So the user can never submit the form, which means in this form, I can say the effectiveness factor is failing under usability testing. User is not at all satisfied because it is not letting him complete. Error is coming and the application is not able to recover from that failure. At least some default option should have come or auto-selected. That's not happened. Right? So error rate should be 0. And the application has to recover from that failure automatically somehow. Okay, if your server is down, you get a message 500 internal server error. Please try again. So when you try again, the application should load immediately and you should be able to complete your actions, whether you are logging in or making a payment, etc. The next field I feel is memorability. Memorability is how well the user can still remember your application even after taking a break. I'll give an example. Let's say I played Temple Run. I played regularly and now I'm on a vacation for almost 1 month where I decided that I should spend my time with my family only. No phones, no laptop, no office work, no classes. After 1 month when I come back, if I use Temple Run every day, if that's my application, can I still remember the application? Does the application remember that this application is not opened on Kiran's phone from last 32 days? Then the application has to tell me automatically, Kiran, here is where you have this button, here is where you have that button. So the application has to memorize and tell me that these are the areas where your options are there. So I'm just giving you a quick learning, right? So if Kiran remembers, that is my memory issue. Now, usability testing doesn't talk about human being memory. Usability testing talks about application memory. Can application remember on your phone, on your laptop that you didn't use the application? And accordingly, it has to do something. Now, what it has to do is something the developer decides. Some application says if the application is not used for 30 days, we request the user to enter the password one more time to know that he is the right user. That's one memorability from a security perspective. 2, after you log in, the application has to tell these are the areas where you will find buttons. Hope you're all set to continue using our application. So that is also important. That's like, a welcome back message for the users. Right? So I will say how easily the application assists the users to memorize the previously used features. Okay, that's also one measurement that everyone does. Okay, then we have something called user engagement. User engagement is the application engaging the user continuously? meaning the level of user interest is measured, the level of user involvement is measured, the level of user enjoyment is measured during the interaction you have. Right? It is easy to tell, but how do you measure it? That is very important. So here the level of user interest, involvement, and of course enjoyment during the app interaction, app or application, whatever. Now I'll give an example that every user of every person has probably felt it. There is this app called Cult Fit, I guess. So you know this Cult Fit, right? People use it to gym. So if you purchase this app, I mean, if you are a subscribed user, you can use gym in any city with that subscription. And in any gym you can go with whoever is Cult Fit certified or Cult Fit subscribed. Now, when you look at this mobile app in the initial days, I don't know how it is today, Cult Fit or similarly any other mobile fitness app, right? During the COVID days, and even till today, when people are not really ready to go to a gym because they don't have a gym nearby, or probably you are in a village, so you'll never have a gym, but you are still interested in workouts. So there are mobile apps available that will help you in fitness process. So what happens is the moment you open the app to start a new workout session, the app will personalize your experience based on your goals. Means the moment you open the app, the questions will be like, okay, why do you want to exercise? Are you planning for weight loss? Select it. Are you planning for muscle gain? Okay, select it. Are you planning to put on some weight? Okay, please select it. So based on the options you have chosen, the app will personalize the experience for you. Then it offers a fun and interactive workout routine with engaging visuals and with some motivating music. So the app will play some music for you based on the selection. The app will show you some visuals, some images that will motivate you to feel as if you are in the gym. And sometimes these apps will have online trainers who will do exercise from their place and you can see it. Or it could be a recorded GIF image that you can see and then you can start working out. Second thing is to engage you and to make this enjoyment continued. During your workout process, the app will record your video also. So it is like a selfie video. The app will record it and it will provide you real-time feedback. And it says, Kiran, you did only 10 push-ups. Please continue. 5 more push-ups. How does it know 5 more push-ups? Maybe yesterday, day before, I made 11 at least or 12 at least. Today, I cannot reduce. I should increase or maintain at least 11, 12. So the app only will give you real-time feedback and it encourages you to push yourself much harder. And when you complete 15 push-ups, because the app told me I did it, the app will encourage me. It will start celebrating that progress. And these app developers will provide you badges. They'll provide you some rewards. Saying, now you are bronze certified because your total points accumulated is 20. And if you cross these many points, you get into silver. Then you get into gold. Then you get into premium, whatever. The advantage of these things is you get rewarded. Like when you show in any retail store that you are bronze certified in Cult Fit, you get 5% discount, in the food that you eat. If it is junk food, you get 5% discount. If you're going to eat some healthy food by having some juice, then they say 10% is the discount you can get. So the app motivates you to do yoga, to meditation, or to exercise more and more. So these kind of apps are so many today in the App Store, starting from Cult Fit. So those are perfect examples of user engagement. Okay. Even Swiggy, Zomato does that by providing you more discounts. They say add 99 rupees and enjoy a free delivery. And they say if you add 299 worth items, 100 rupees flat waive off will be there. So they are engaging the user to use the application more and more often and often. Okay. And sometimes they say we are giving you a cashback of 20 rupees after you complete this payment. And this 20 cashback will be applicable on your next order automatically. So next time I place an order, automatically minus 20 will happen. So to use that 20, again, I have to use the application next week. So the application is behaving in such a way that I have to come back to the application and use it again. So these are certain factors that we have to keep in mind to measure usability testing. Okay? This is what I generally do in my projects for my customers. But yes, maybe if you read some books on usability testing, you will get more understandings also. I'll also talk about the importance of doing it, but I think I wanted to hear some questions from the audience. So Anu, ER, Nagad, Prashant, any questions? Guys, please say yes or no. I need to know if you are attentive or not. Okay, Anu has no questions. How about others? Okay. So now that we spoke about how to measure, let us talk about quickly the importance of usability testing. So Kiran, why should I do it? Why should my company do it? Right? That's a common question everyone has, right? Why should I do functional testing? Yeah, there are reasons for it. Why should I do performance testing? There are reasons for it. Why should I do usability testing, right? Of course, there should be reasons. Otherwise, no one is interested in doing, right? I feel usability testing enhances user experience. So by identifying the usability issues during your testing process, you can optimize the application interface. You can optimize the workflows. You can optimize the interactions the user makes so that your application is more intuitive and user friendly. Okay. So if your user experience is not great, people will never use your application. If you see WhatsApp, there are so many competitions for WhatsApp. You have Instagram. Earlier, Hike is there. Before, during WhatsApp or before WhatsApp, you had Yahoo Messenger, Google Chat. After Yahoo Messenger, everyone shifted to Google Chat. But when WhatsApp came, everyone came to WhatsApp. Hike came and went from Airtel. Then Telegram went. Telegram came, but the user base is still less as compared to WhatsApp. Now, from Zoho, we are hearing Aratai, another WhatsApp kind of application where downloads are happening, right? We need to see how the usability is present in that application. People are always using an application based on usability, right? In social media, earlier Google had something called Orkut. Later, Facebook came. When Facebook came, Orkut is killed automatically. Google thought Orkut is the next revolution. Facebook copied it and enhanced the user experience. They made it so interesting that everyone can see what you are typing. And slowly they said, you can see what the entire world is doing. You can connect with people easily. There is no privacy, it's all public, right? And people wanted to show off on social media. Facebook captured that emotion of a human being. So it killed Orkut. So Facebook used that concept of usability testing, which is nothing but it enhanced user experience. It considered user engagement. It remembers memorability, right? I found so many friends of mine on Facebook in the initial days. Now I don't use it. But 10 years back, I used Facebook to find so many of my friends with whom I'm in contact now through WhatsApp at least today. Right? So the companies that were there yesterday, but today they are not there. The answer is usability, guys. Nokia was there earlier, right? It was one of the best phones we ever had. Even till today, I like Nokia. But today, am I using Nokia? Are you using Nokia? No, we are all using Android or iOS because usability has taken a toll on them, right? So if your application is not enhancing user experience, that is the end of your business. That is the end of your application. If someone understands that your application doesn't offer usability, they will come up with an alternative and they will do so much of marketing that you have to get into that. Right? Example, I'll tell you one more thing, right? I'm talking about my personal experiences. If I have to book a movie ticket, I used to go to the theater. And then at that ticket window, I used to stand maybe for 1 or 2 minutes and I used to book a movie ticket. This is one experience, right? You have to stand in the line for 30 minutes, watch your favorite hero or director's movie or heroine's movie. Now, how many of us do this process? No, right? Use Book My Show because your user experience is enhanced. How? I can see which movie is getting played in which theater. I can see at what time the movie is getting played. And I can choose a seat of my choice. Now the seat is under my control. If I want a corner seat, I can book. If I want a middle seat, I can book. If I want balcony, I can book. If I want the first row, I can book. I can see the price also. And I can book my snacks for the interval break as well. So my experience is enhanced in Book My Show. Now, Zomato brought something called a district. We have to see how district is further enhancing this. Right? So it's all about user experience. So that process of Book My Show killed the business that these guys used to do at the theaters. What is their business? They used to do black tickets, right? If you remember, they used to sell the tickets in black. Like 100 rupee ticket now is worth 200 rupees because it is a first day, first show. So that business is reduced a lot. So usability testing is there everywhere in whatever we do today. You have to take examples. There are hundreds of examples. Right? Example, I'll take one more. Recent one is cabs. We all know how Ola does. Then Uber also came. Then a new guy came called Rapido. This guy said everyone thought he is doing a copy paste of Ola Uber. Of course, it is a copy paste in terms of functionality. What is a new thing he did? He brought something called bike taxi system. So people who have bikes, who are jobless, who did not study, but they wanted to have a living. So they used subscription to Rapido and they started riding bikes and they're making some good money, right? Every day, they make at least 500 rupees profit. So end of the month, they're getting 15,000 rupees profit. So they're able to survive, at least they and their family can survive with 15,000 rupees in their city. That's a minimum amount I'm saying. Then the unique thing they did is when they introduced autos also, they said, if you tip them, the guarantee will be there. Similarly, for cabs also, they did. Please tip them and this tip will go directly to the driver. So emotion, they're playing with our emotion. Certain people feel, hey, why should the money go to Rapido when the driver is driving it? Let the money go to him. So they wanted not to kill Rapido business. They said, okay, if you want to do that, charity, then add a tip. So driver will come to you for sure, pick you, and that money goes to him. Whatever tip you add, 20, 30, or 50 rupees, the tip goes to the driver. So that's a different thing they did from a usability perspective. So Rapido gave the tough competition. Now Uber also is doing same tipping process. Ola is also doing same tipping process. They also have bike taxi. Uber also has bike taxi. Now everything is same. What is the difference? The cost could be the difference. And recently I saw 2 days back, you can book a non-AC cab where you'll get a reduced rate. In Uber and Ola, it is just a normal cab, but they introduced something called a non-AC cab. And the price will be little reduced for it. So they're all examples of, enhancing user experience, right? Because when I book a cab, last week I did that, I have to travel 5 kilometers to attend a function. It's raining. So I booked Rapido and I chose non-AC cab because the fare is 200 rupees less. But after I got into the cab, it's a brand new Maruti Swift Desire with AC on. I paid low, but the guy still turned on the AC. So again, they are giving me nice experience. Okay. All these are realistic examples I'm giving you so that you understand usability, not from a theory, but from real time. Anu, you have raised your hand. If you have question, please ask.
Yes. I was wondering, like, these are the foundations of user experience and interface. So, so I wanted to know if the heuristic analysis uses the same tools for the accessibility testing. Are they both testing is the same tools?
Okay, are you saying the tools for usability and the tools for accessibility, are they different or same?
Yes, the heuristic analysis and the accessibility.
Okay. So the tools are different for accessibility testing.
Okay.
And for usability testing, we do not have any tools in the market as such, in my view at least.
Okay.
So this is all about these points that I'm writing, and we as a user have to take the final decision because usability testing is never automated. So if something cannot be automated, there is no tool available for it. But accessibility testing can be automated, so there are tools available for it. And second thing, accessibility testing is all about some disabilities, right? So to feel the disability, you need a tool. And for the person who is disabled, he needs a tool to use it, right? So the tools are certainly different for usability testing and accessibility testing.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, so I feel why should I do usability testing? Then I will say usability testing enhances user experience. And second thing, I would say, as usual, it improves the efficiency of the users. Users will be able to quickly overcome the obstacle in your task completions, and they'll be able to complete the actions quickly. Okay. And if you have done usability testing, the possibility of errors will definitely come down. So your errors will come down for sure. And more importantly, you're going to increases user satisfaction. User satisfaction is very important. Otherwise, users will not be with you, because today there are so many options. If I have to order food now for my breakfast, I have 5 options with me. At least the one I know. Anu says, Kiran, I know 10 options. Yes, because the options are there. If I have to go to office, how many options do we have today? I can go on my bike, I can go on a car, I can go for carpooling, I can go metro, I can go local bus, I can go local train, I can book a cab, etc. So options are there, but to where I'm giving business, that depends on satisfaction, right? People have a reason, right? If someone says, I'm a middle class, so he goes for a bike taxi or an auto or a non-AC cab. Some guys, I'm ultra rich. What he goes for, his satisfaction will be that app, that car, which can come quickly. That's why in Ola or Rapido or Uber, you also have premium cars where you might be given a Benz or a BMW, or even, let's say, what do you call this? Innova. People hardly book Innova, right, to go to office, but Innova comes quickly. I tried it once to airport, and the booking process was so quick, right? The local cars, the Mini, all those things will take time, right? End of it, all I'm saying is, if you consider usability, and if you're attempting this factor, user is getting satisfied because I'm giving him these many options. You have to let the user also know how to get satisfied, right? So Ola, Uber does, if you book a premium car, it will be booked in 2 minutes. So they're telling you the rate at which the success rate will be there, meaning the cab will arrive and the cab will be booked by you. Right? That's how they're encouraging even cab drivers to purchase Innova kind of vehicles and put it on taxi and be onboarded to Ola or Uber. Right? So if I feel that, so every day what I do, I book Ola. While it is searching for a driver, I open Uber. While it is searching, I open Rapido. The moment Rapido gets booked, I immediately cancel Ola and Uber. So users are doing all the 3. Drivers are also keeping all the 3 apps open. Whichever booking comes, they accept it and go. So the applications are still trying to solve this problem. Ola is still trying to solve this problem. Ola is trying with a feature called, the moment you minimize Ola, they realize this guy is about to open Uber or Rapido. Because I have to minimize Ola, only then I can book Uber or Rapido, right? Uber is also trying an algorithm that will figure out why you are minimizing this to book some other cab, because they're losing business, right? So they wanted to solve this problem by notifying you that your cab is almost booked, the driver is on the way, some message. Or they're alerting the drivers to get this booked immediately, and you will get 5 rupees more or 10 rupees more, some mechanism they're doing it. I read it in one of the articles. So they wanted to increase user satisfaction. So here the user is the driver plus the passenger both. Okay. And more importantly, if you consider usability testing, it will boost product adoption. Meaning the adoption rate of your product will increase. You need to have strategies how to increase your product adoption. So this is something I found, right? So if I book a food on Swiggy app, I get a cashback of 100 rupees, but it is applicable on next order, which means they're forcing me to use Swiggy again for the next order, not to go to Zomato. So next time when I place an order on Swiggy again, this time I get 50 rupees cashback. Now they say again applicable on next order. So again, they want me to come back. And definitely human psychology is we want to use that. We don't want that money to let go waste. That's how they are increasing product adoption. So I won't uninstall Swiggy. I won't go to competitor. Everyone does that. This is one funda that I remember at least. Okay. And definitely from a CEO perspective, from the investor's perspective, you are supporting their business goals, right? If people are increasingly using your product, they can go to market, right? They can go to public. They can start putting some shares and get money from the people and get into IPO as well. So the business goals also will be supported. Okay, these are few of the pointers that I have from importance perspective of usability testing. Okay. Any questions, guys? Do ask me. With this, our chapter 1 is completed. And tomorrow I will be focusing more on, maybe first I'll talk about these things. Though I spoke about it, but I want to spend for some 10-15 minutes about these 2 points. Understanding the 5 types of disabilities and what is accessibility testing and why it is important. This we will complete it tomorrow mostly. And if time permits, we'll start off with chapter 2. So from tomorrow onwards, I will be focused only on the word accessibility testing, understanding the basics of it and understanding the WCAG guidelines. And then we'll start our checklist creation and everything. Okay. So any questions for me?
Sir, what's the course duration?
The duration is around 20 to 24 hours, out of which we completed today. This is a 3rd class. So we completed 3 hours. You can say another 18 hours will be there.
Okay, sir. Sir, I have one question.
Yes.
Sir, see, as you said, we can install the tools on the application and we can convert the content to people who are not able to see. They can convert the data into voice. So then why we need to learn accessibility testing, sir? Then they can also install the tools and they can also convert the content, right?
Correct. See, the user will do it, but you as a test engineer, you need to test whether application is read by that application or not, right? So example, let me show it. So this is the login page, right?
Yes.
Let us say there is a person who cannot see where is the cursor currently present because he is blind, he cannot see, but he wants to log in. So he will use that software. So I have Narrator software. So this is Narrator is on Microsoft operating system. By default, you will get this when you install operating systems. I'll open it. Okay, I need to share my screen also. 1 second. I'll stop the screen share and I will share my screen one more time. I want to share even the audio. Okay. Now the screen share is coming up and also audio should come. See, I'm opening Microsoft Narrator, which is a screen reader. So when I open it, you will hear some sound. It will start reading what is there on my website.
Scan. For Blaze demo document, email address, edit, required, 48 volume level, scan off, address, Blaze demo has finished,
A, B, C, D,
at symbol, ABCD,
M, A, I, L,
Gmail,
M,
password, edit, required,
So when the focus is on password, it is reading. And if I'm typing Kiran as the password, you see
hidden, 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 hidden.
So it is not reading the password because password is a hidden field. So it is not reading it. And if I select the checkbox, you see what happens.
Remember me checkbox unchecked, scan.
So since it is unchecked, it is telling it is unchecked. And remember me, if I select it now using spacebar.
Checked.
And if I tab it.
Login, button, alert Isha has left the meeting. 419 page expired. Page expired has finished loading. 419 page expired. Blaze demo document, email address, edit, abcd@gmail. Scan narrator window heading level 1, scan, exiting narrator.
Have you heard whatever the narrator was pronouncing?
Yes, sir.
That is what this narrator will do. So I'm not testing the narrator software. I'm testing my application, whether when the focus is here, is it reading it correctly? When the focus is here, is it reading it? When the focus is here, is it telling me whether we are selected this or not selected this? Because
suppose if it is not reading, then
we need to sit with the developer and find out, because there is something called area development, right? I told you. So area development should be correct. Only then screen readers can read your application forms.
Okay, sir, got it.
Okay. So guys, I will share some notes, and I need your mobile numbers. I think I have it for. Are you all on the WhatsApp group, guys, or few of them are not on the WhatsApp? Like ER, are you on WhatsApp group? And Nagad also, Sri also. Are you on WhatsApp in the group that we created? If not, if you can give me your mobile numbers, I'll put it on the group and you will get the notes, whatever 3 days we have done. I want to share with everyone. Can you give your mobile numbers, guys, in the chat at least? Okay, Anu, what is your question?
So I was wondering, like the end presentation of the accessibility testing, does it have to go through the entire A to Z, or do we have to customize according to the company needs?
Okay, probably you mean the checklist, right?
Correct.
So the checklist is an exhaustive checklist.
Okay.
We may not get time to test the entire checklist according to WCAG guidelines. Mostly, in my understanding and in my experience in the last 5 years, the companies are deciding, hey, this checklist is enough. Let us not go beyond it. So they customize the checklist further from the WCAG 2.2 guidelines, and that's enough. So in the course, I have my own custom checklist. My own means I am not creating it on my own. From the WCAG guidelines only, I borrowed it. Something that's minimum thing that we have to do, and the best thing we have to do is captured in my checklist. That if we do, I think your application can be considered as accessible for other users.
Okay. Okay. So there'll be some kind of a table with the presentation.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay, so Nagat says he's on WhatsApp group. Can just say hi, Kiran, there on the chat. So I'll just tell the team to follow with you also on that. ER also, I see the initials E and R. Can you also confirm, please? Okay, I got Swapna. Thank you. Okay, any other questions from anyone before we sign off for today?
Sir, you are saying something because I missed it last 2 classes. What? How do you pronounce, sir, that one? Web accessibility, WACG.
Okay, WCAG, Web
Okay.
WCAG. We pronounce it as WCAG, Web Content Accessibility Guidelines.
WCAG. Okay.
WCAG is what we say, but WCAG also is okay. But industry simply call it as WCAG.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Fine, guys. Thank you for your time on day 3. For the next classes, mostly will be scheduled for the enrolled users. The first 3 classes are quickly demos and for you to understand the basics of usability and accessibility. Tomorrow onwards, it would be a subscription-based class only. So if you have any questions, please talk to Isha team. Let us know on the WhatsApp, or you can WhatsApp me personally as well. I'll guide you with information. And yeah, please do complete your enrollments.
Sir, one last question, sir. Can we do
Yes.
only manual testing, or can we do automation as well for these tools?
Both. In accessibility, we can do manual. plus little bit of automation also can be done. So there are so many tools available, and nearly in the course there are 8 tools, I guess, that I'm taking.
Those are all for manual or automation?
Automation.
Okay.
So the moment we say tool, see, again, automation has different meanings. If you say, Kiran, I have to write code, only then I call it as automation, then the tools I'm teaching you are not coding tools, they are codeless tools. The tool will help you to find the problem. Manually, you don't have to search. The tool will scan and it will tell you the problems from accessibility perspective. And these tools are codeless platforms, because the future is going towards codeless only. Right? No one wants to write code to do something. There are other tools which are paid tools where you have to write code. That is not needed any longer now. Like people say, can I use Selenium for automation testing? You can write some 4 or 5 lines of code in Selenium also to do little bit of accessibility testing, but that won't be helpful in the long run. So there are dedicated tools created by the WCAG industry, and the industry recommended tools I'm taking in this course. So they have recommended some 10-15 tools. I'm taking the top 8 tools. These top 8 tools will make you easy to learn even the remaining 5 tools that I'm not teaching. Okay.
Thank you.
Most of the tools are free, not free. All the tools are free. They are easy to learn, easy to generate test reports, and they will help you complete your work quickly also.
Yes, so thank you.
Okay. Fine, guys. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.